Yes, sir. You with the camera.
Yes.
I'm sure you're here on my behalf. So let's have a question from you.
Thank you, Senator. I appreciate it. In South Carolina, we get 40% of our electricity from coal. What role do you think coal should continue to play in our energy mix, and do you support clean coal technology?
Yeah, absolutely. The question has to do with coal and clean coal technology. We have got a big energy problem in this country in terms of dependence on foreign energy. Everybody knows that nowadays. It's a new one of those problems, you know, that it's no problem to the world's worst problem that is so too big to solve. It's almost like illegal immigration. So we let that thing get out of hand, and before anybody woke up to the fact that we're importing 60% of our oil, and going up. It's going to be more before very long. And now with the competition being what it is, the price is going to keep going up in all probability. You know, nobody says it's got to stop at $100 a barrel. So that's the background. So what do we got to do? We got to use what we got. For one thing, coal is the one thing, the one energy source we got plenty of. Now everybody knows that it's not as clean as we want it to be. Everybody knows that we have environmental concerns too. Thankfully, we're in a world, and especially we're in a nation, of remarkable innovation and technology. A lot of that's already been applied to coal. Coal gasification, liquefaction, things of that nature have been around for a while. All that's being improved. They're able to sequester bad stuff in the ground, you know, and not add to the pollution in the air now. But there's other things that can be done there. We need to explore those things. I know it sounds easy for a politician to say, well, we'll invent something in the future that'll take care of us, but you can't discount it. Look at what's happened in the stem cell area. Over the last few days, we discovered that we don't even, in all probability, we don't even have to go to this business of creating life in order to destroy it, in order to help somebody else who's sick. A terrible moral battle that was going on. They were trying to, you know, pass legislation, have federal funding for that. And now, scientists have come forth and say you don't need to go there. We don't need to use that human embryo that way. We can get skin cells and do the same thing with it. Remarkable things that I didn't know was even in the works. So we've got to apply that to the energy problem. We've got to continue to apply that to the coal problem. As we expand our nuclear capabilities there, we only get about 20% of our electricity from nuclear. And a lot of the Western European countries that are so much greener than everybody else, you know, doesn't bother them to rely much more on nuclear than we do. So we've got to do the ESSA part. We still have oil. Everyone knows of the big fight about that's going on constantly in terms of Alaska and those resources that we've got up there. But the Alaskans say, look, you can get this oil without damaging the environment. And people from, you know, all over the rest of the country that have never been there say, no, you can't do that. So we got to get past it. We got to use our own resources. We got to use coal. We got to use nuclear. We got to use renewables. We got to use alternatives. We got to do a lot of things at the same time better than we've done. It's just a shame that we waited so long, and we had to have such disruption in the Middle East. And now these bigger countries around the world have their own tremendously high energy demands, and now it's gotten to be a real crunch situation for us. We're going to have to address it. Yes, ma'am.